Faye, you're recently back from injury and missed the last few warm-up games before Germany. So let's start by asking how you're progressing at the moment.
Quite good. This week's gone really well, better than I could expect, and certainly last week as well. The training camp, each day I was getting stronger, feeling better, feeling up to the pace of it. Only missed out on the Sweden game really, and then have played in the last couple of training matches. So I'm ready to go. Really, I want if selected, if starting, and we'll see how it goes.
So you are fit and available for selection?
Certainly, yeah. Been doing all the training sessions, so can't complain.
So looking ahead to the opening game against Mexico, the fate of many teams is often shaped by the result of that first game. So just how important is it to get that first victory?
It was vital, yeah. We've had the experience of obviously the last World Cup. We drew to Japan, and then in the Euros we lost to Italy. And it always puts you on a slightly back foot. So we want to start this one a lot more brighter. And get the win under our belt, get 3 points, and then the confidence will go from there, I think. So I think that's the outcome event, the main kind of focus for any team. But yeah, Mexico we feel will be a tough opposition. We've done a lot of work on them, we want to get 3 points.
Much is made of the build-up to a team's opening game of the tournament. How have you personally been approaching it?
Well, obviously, just concentrating on what information Hope's been given to us, making sure the team are okay, trying to make sure in training I feel sharp, feel like passes are going where they should be, just feeling on top of your game really. But trying to just keep calm and relaxed about it.
So what kind of challenge are you expecting from the Mexicans?
I think it will be a difficult contest to start off with. We're not sure on their formation, how they'll come out. It depends on how they view us as an opposition. So it's really to be open, be mindful to start off with that, we switch on to that early, but also inflict our game on them. We want to get out the traps quick, play the game that we know we're good at. I think you never really pre-plan too much what the opening game is like, just purely because of the whole occasion.
What do you remember about that first game against Japan in the previous World Cup?
Every game that I think about, the ones that do stick out is every single game in a major tournament. I've played loads of games for international, but all the major tournaments are the ones that really do stick in your mind. And I remember it being frantic. I remember it being an emotional roller coaster, really. And it was our first game. We were 2-1 up at one point, and then obviously conceded a goal towards the end, which for us felt like a loss rather than a draw. But it would have been a good draw, But because we were winning and because we felt that they were fortunate with how some of the decisions in the game. But that's what happens, and you have to learn. And I think since then we've learned how to hold a game out and make sure that we go in winning at the end of it. But it was a positive how the team bounced back, and in the next game we drew with Germany. So again, I always like to look at the positives of how we react.
So looking at the current squad, how does it compare to the last World Cup as far as you're concerned?
Again, it's the strength, I think, in depth, and the younger players that have come through. I was 28-ish back then, and that was my first World Cup, and a lot of the other girls' first World Cup. I didn't have any experience of it at a younger age, whereas now the younger girls that have come in, they've played in the under-19s or the under-20s tournaments, and they kind of know what it feels like. Yeah, at that level, yes, it's a step up at senior, but they still have that to draw on, and I think that shows when they just come in and they feel so much more comfortable, and their input into meetings or into how we set up and how things around how we're organising ourselves is really positive. It's good to have that, and their youth and their exuberance and their excitement, and they certainly keep things lively off the pitch as well.
There does seem to be a great togetherness about the players. Will that be a key factor as the tournament progresses?
Definitely, you need everyone. It's not about the 11 that start. We keep saying that. It's about everyone inputting and being firmly behind the team, the manager, and that they might be called at any point. Players, you don't know what's going to happen as far as suspensions, injuries, things can change just like that, and that's one thing that we've learnt from previous tournaments. So.
And finally, can you describe to us exactly what it feels like leading your country out to the opening game of a World Cup?
It's, again, everyone says it's very hard to put into words. It's just immense, pride. You want to do so well. You feel like, for me, often with the armband on, you feel like you've got an extra 10-20% of energy that you can give. It makes you stand tall, and walking out, I remember walking out into that arena in Shanghai was just unbelievable. And so you don't want to get too caught up in it, because you need to focus on what you're doing, but you also want to take it in at the same time. But you do still know you have a job to do. So I think I just try and draw on experiences from the past of how I've handled those occasions and how the team have handled it as well. And there's people that we help each other out, and we can all work off each other. And often Brownie would be shouting in the tunnel before and geeing everyone up as well, and that's good. And you need everyone to do things like that.